What's up, people? Welcome back to another discussion. Today we are ranking Avatar seasons, including the new Netflix adaptation that just dropped on Netflix. Duh, obviously it's in the name. But we are ranking 8 seasons, 3 OG, 4 Kora, and then the new Avatar as I just stated. Yeah, nothing more than that. Pretty simple. Let's jump right in. At number 8, last and least, Netflix Avatar. It's definitely not as bad as the movie, and anyone says that is plainly wrong. It definitely looks better. Uh, Writing is maybe on par, I don't know, but it definitely has better production value, better bending. The fire looks pretty fire, pun intended, and the other elements are hit or miss, but especially the fire looks really good. It's watchable. I give it 4 or 5 out of 10. If you want to watch a full review, you can click my channel and see it up there. But yeah, the writing is the big downfall of this season. It's just the exposition. Oh lord, exposition. When I was watching that first episode and Aang was talking to Appa, long monologue, and I was like, oh Jesus. I was speechless, and not in a good way. That was awful, and it did not improve after that. The writing is, and some acting, the actors did a decent job, but the writing is the downfall of this season. At our next spot, number 7, we have Kora Season 2. Not a big surprise, maybe for a lot of you that's our veteran of the community, of the Avatar community, that is. It's definitely the worst season of Kora, but it did have a good start. That Civil War storyline up in the north is, no, south, I mean, is an interesting, uh, captivating, honestly, a really good hook to the season, and I was really invested the first few episodes. But then what happened? That switch in the middle, those beginnings episode, how good those beginning episodes are by themselves, I can't deny, but as a whole story into the whole season, it does not fit. Man, they really went off the rails, and then the finale, probably the worst, no, definitely the worst finale of these 8 seasons, including the Netflix Avatar. One positive thing is the fight scenes in Korra are, in my opinion, better than the OG Avatar, and maybe that's controversial, I don't know, but these good starts and then just going off the tracks in Korra seasons is something we'll see, and it's a pattern, honestly. But yeah, it's no secret it's the worst season of Korra, so no surprise here. The next spot goes to the OG season 1, the animated Avatar: The Last Airbender season 1. I know it's crazy. It is probably the most controversial position on the list. People's gonna have a lot higher over a lot of core seasons, but honestly, it's a lot up and down. We have a few really good standouts. The Storm, Je, The Blue Spirit, and a few others are amazing episodes and really show what Avatar's potential was in those early episodes. But it also has a lot of low points. In Prison and The Great Divide are probably the 2 worst episodes in the whole show, in my opinion. And also, don't sue me, but the finale is pretty weak. And yeah, it's a cluster. Not shouldn't swear, but it's a cluster of ideas that really don't fit too well together in the time span. It's just we spend too little time up north. UA isn't developed. The romance is just non-existent, almost not as non-existent as in the Netflix live action, but still pretty non-existent. We have a few really good characters and a few good. Paku is really good. We have Ko, but as a finale in a whole, it does not really live up. I know it's low to put it at number 6, but I do not think this is a bad season. It's a good season on television, and it didn't really have its footing yet, but it's still a great foundation for what comes after, and what comes after is amazing. Coming in at number 5, we have Kora Season 1. Honestly, it's a pretty solid opening. What drags it down is the weak characters, except Kora and Tenzin, and you can throw Lin in there too. But the others, the brothers especially, are really bland and weak and just aren't interesting. And Asami hasn't really grown into anything yet. She's pretty bad in the first season, according to me at least. The side characters slash one-off characters aren't as memorable as they were in the OG show, which really makes everything less memorable. Kora and Tenzin are doing a carry job in this season, especially this season. Also, Amon is great. Strong villain. He's imposing. He's threatening. He's got a good backstory, honestly. And he is really the thing that makes this season go higher than it should have any right to be, honestly, with those weak characters. Unfortunately, it really drags down after the halfway point with a pretty bad finale, honestly. And it really has to do with the philosophy of the show. It's a great idea to take up the non-bender, issues, but the fact that Amon is not a non-bender, that's fine. You should have just stuck with Asami as an equalist, because having a non-bender basically fight back against Amon and say, oh, he's wrong, it really undermines the actual problems that non-benders are feeling. And the fact that they just give up after Amon is, shown to be a bender, why would the problems just go away after that? They should still have the same problem, just that their leader was fake. That doesn't mean anything in the long term. So that is really the crux of the issue in this season, that how they handled the philosophy of the villain, which is maybe not the first or last time, but it's a pattern that they have a great start to the season, and about halfway through it really takes a dip in quality with a bad finale. It did in season 2, it did it now in season 1, and it's gonna be in season 4. Spoilers. Next up, by just a slim margin, we have Kora season 4. Again, we have a great start. The villain is so imposing, so capable. Kuvira is great in those first handful of episodes. Through the whole season. And Kora's arc with her struggling with mental health, and man, that is really touching. And it's really good that she doesn't really come back instantly. It takes a while. It takes a few steps. She gets out the poison, and then it's still mental block. She doesn't really come back 100% until the end of the season. That's good. It doesn't happen too quick, which I was afraid of when I first saw it. And it's set up really well from the previous season. That anarchy leaves a power vacuum, and now the Earth Kingdom, someone had to take control of it. That's honestly really good world building and really accurate to the real world. So what went wrong? Again, for the third time in Kora, and they took it too far. The mech doesn't fit at all. Maybe the train version of the gun that they test could work. That's a bit more acceptable with the trains, but full-on walking mecha suits on some anime, no, it does not fit. It's so off-putting. The finale is just yeah. And then Kurosame is not built up at all, honestly, in the first 3 seasons, and then they try to shoehorn it in the final one, and it just is undercooked. They shouldn't have done anything with it. I think it's a good idea, but they should have really tried it from season 1, have more dynamic between these two characters, because I feel like it could have been a good friendship into a good love interest, but ultimately it fell short. A good season overall. Villain is on point, Kora is on point, Tenzin is always on point, but side characters drag it down, and they took it too far. Coming up on our top 3, we have Kora season 3, and wow, yeah, this is a top tier season of television. it's definitely a tier above everything that has come before on this ranking, and it rivals the only Kora season to rival the OG series in any way. And yeah, it's so much more consistent. It doesn't have that dip after that halfway point that all other three Kora seasons suffer from. This is a consistent all the way through with a great finale. That Sahir versus Kora battle at the end is just chef's kiss. It's Kora being acting like a beast and her fallout after. And then Sahir versus Tenzin might be the best fight, up there with the Agni Kai. Yeah, but unfortunately it suffers from weak character as Kora, the whole Kora does. If Bolin, if Mako was just a little better, if Asami was a little better, Varric, his charm is not as strong as it was in the second season. He was really good in the second season, honestly, but he couldn't carry it up now in season 3 and 4. But if they were a little better, this could be maybe number 1. That's how good the other elements of this season are. Kora is still a great character, and Tenzin, of course, best character in the show, rivals Zuko. Now, maybe not Zuko, but he is a great character and just love this season of television. Now, number 2. Which season is gonna be second? And maybe not surprising, I chose the OG season 3 as number 2, which means I chose OG number 2 at number 1, but we'll get to that. First, Avatar: The Last Airbender season 3. Why is it so good? Because at this point, these top 3 seasons are all great. No, all almost perfect, and I almost only have praise to give them, but the character growth shown over the journey are just perfect, honestly. Zuko's, Aang's, Katara's, Sokka's, like Toph's is a little less. Honestly, she's the weak link, if there is a weak link to the Avatar gang, but all get amazing character growth. Zuko's adventures are just amazing. Maybe the best like 4-episode run in the whole show could be, because those are just maybe at least my favorite run of episodes. Let's do a little mini ranking of those 3 arcs, just for fun. So at last I have Sokka's. That's maybe an A tier level arc. It's a little contrived. It's a little like unbelievable almost. Yeah, and it's not as strong as the other ones. At runner up, I do have the Zuko Aang to the Sun Temple. It's just beautiful. Learn about firebending. Yeah, that's an amazing episode. But at first, Zuko Katara going to find her mom's killer. Yeah, that's maybe the best episode in the whole show, if Zuko alone. But we'll get to that. But at least top 3 episode in my opinion. Aang gets good character moments. Sokka gets good character moments. Zuko supporting Katara, great season. The only issue, it stumbles a teeny tiny bit in the finale, unfortunately, but like it was not a small task to finish this story out. Yeah, it's just the moral dilemma is a little rushed. You know, the lion turtle, everyone has said it before. Yeah, it's a little contrived, but finally we have Avatar: The Last Airbender season 2 at our number 1 spot. It is just so close to perfect. It's, I'll dare say, a perfect season of television, because you can't have anything perfect. It does have a slow start. That's what it suffers from. A few mediocre episodes. Not the biggest fan of The Secret Tunnels. Not the biggest fan of Return to Ramashu or The Swamp. But those are not bad episodes by any means. But The Blind Bandit and After are just, they were unstoppable. They could not miss after that. They just kept on going with great episode after great episode. and it also has the best finale out of the 3 OG seasons, in my opinion. Rivals, it's either that or Kora's season 3 with the best finale. I'll probably go season 2 Avatar Last Airbender as the best finale, but the fact that Aang getting killed, the fight scenes are leveling up in season 2 because they were a little weak in season 1. I did forget to mention that. That's why season 1 is a little lower on the ranking. The fight scenes aren't that, like, remember Zhao versus Zuko or something like that. Not as strong versus now OG season 2 now leveling up with the fight scenes. And we have some perfect episodes. Zuko alone, my favorite episode, is in this season. It's just a 10 out of 10 episode all the way through. Maybe my favorite episode of anything ever, because how good this is. Zuko just getting the whole runtime for himself is just so well deserved, and his character is really central to the whole series, and it's just wonderful to see. Another good is the desert, another top tier episode, just to showing our gang at their lowest. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't stress enough how good this season is. And anyone who hasn't seen it, gotta see it. And if you have seen it, go rewatch it. Matter of fact, go rewatch every season of Avatar. Skip the Netflix maybe, and skip the season 2 of Kora maybe. But all other seasons are at least above a 7 for me, with the last 3 I mentioned are 10 out of 10s of television. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful animation and gorgeous, stunning scenery, good writing, and yeah, just an amazing show overall. So, did you agree with my ranking or did you disagree? Please comment it down below with your own ranking of all Avatar seasons so we can discuss. I love Avatar, you probably love Avatar, so let's keep pushing. I'm gonna be back with another ranking probably when season 2 and 3 of Netflix Avatar. I really hope they improve that. I'm praying for that. And until next time, have a great day.